Hey guys, I'm Tyler and welcome to the channel. I apologize if it sounds a little windy in there, but today is the big day. Unless you've been living in a cave for like the past 5-6 months, you'll know that we've been working on our house. We recently added on all of this section right here. Today, we're gonna show you what we did. Before we get started, this video has been brought to us by Simply Safe to protect our house, but more on that later on in the video. So this is what we added on. We got a gigantic garage, a big attic, a mudroom, laundry room, an additional bathroom, and this was an existing space of the house, but we did a bunch of work in there as well. When we bought this house, we knew that we were losing two things. We were losing a garage and we were losing a basement. We also knew when we bought this house that we were buying it with the intention of adding on at some point in time. Now we are in the garage. It is a very tall ceiling in this garage because we needed to hit the floor grade all the way across to the other side of the house. So we got space for both vehicles in here and plenty of extra room. And you can actually drive straight through this garage because that's the shop right there. And I needed to be able to bring my truck in with sheet goods right into the shop door. That is the entrance to the house right there going into the mudroom. I highly recommend a landing platform with stairs on both sides so you don't have any traffic jams while you're trying to get into the house. One of the things I definitely recommend when doing a space like this is put a permanent stair in here. Originally we were just going to have a pull down stair. Super happy we ended up not doing that for a couple reasons. A, it's easy to get up there and access the storage, which was the main reason for that. And we're actually going to build a playroom up in that space, not living quarters, a playroom, so that when the kids are too rambunctious, they can put a coat on and go up into the insulated playroom. That was kind of an awesome byproduct because we did lose the basement in moving away from our old house. And now we're going to put about a 300 square foot playroom up in the attic space. Right up front here is going to be the playroom, which is going to be insulated with all of the rock wool that we got over there. And on the opposite side is going to be the storage room. So that'll be a future video coming up that we are going to be building a playroom space in an attic. So there was 3 main rooms that we added on for the internal portion of this addition. This is the mudroom, which you've probably seen in the past video where we built these awesome locker setups. There's one right over here. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a couple things that we wanted before we even started designing that we wanted in this space or aspects of this space. One, we wanted direct access into the garage, not necessarily out the front or out the back. We wanted the kids to have to go through the garage and then into here with all their muddy clothes and winter boots. The other thing that we super wanted was the most durable floor we could possibly get. And we bounced around different ideas of some laminate that a bunch of people have used. They still said it's scratched up, so we ended up going with tile. We have porcelain wood grain tile. It turned out awesome. It is probably the most durable thing we could get, and it was at a great price point, so it didn't cost us a fortune. It looks awesome. Yeah, it hides everything. These kids come in with mud and wet boots all the time, which is why we wanted this epic mudroom. I've always wanted a mudroom. So they come in, they stand in front of their locker, they take off their coats, hang it up, put their boots in here. We've got some Duraliner in there so that they can get their muddy boots. It's ventilated, it's fine. And then they close the door. They close the door. And we don't see it again. So this is after several months, and every time I come home, it still looks great. And every locker has baskets, 6 hooks, and the baskets are for gloves, hats, all that stuff that usually ended up in a pile by the front door. Right in front of the door. Yeah, and this little ledge here the kids can sit on, obviously you can see, or they stand on it to hang up their coat, which is fantastic. Mom doesn't have to do it anymore. And they're proud of it. It's their own space. Another really cool aspect, and one of the 3 rooms that we added in this addition, was a bathroom right by the door coming into the mudroom. So the door is literally like 4 feet away right there. And then we have the bathroom with the same floor going in there. So let's say when I come in from the shop with dirty boots, I can just walk right in here, use the restroom if I need to, and head right back out instead of having to head down all the way to the other side of the house to get to the bathroom. We only had 2 bathrooms before, so this was just a 3rd bathroom that we wanted. And then one that's right next to the door for when the kids are in a panic coming home, gotta get out of the car and run and hit the bathroom. Or if they're outside, now we don't have to get completely undressed to go in and use the restroom. Hit it right here and back outside again. Another very cool aspect of this bathroom when the kids run in, and also because we live in the country and our kids love to be barefoot, come right in at night, spray off their feet, and never get the house dirty. Also, they can do their business, come right over here, and Daddy made this awesome little step
so that they can reach the sink and wash their hands.
Another thing, if you're pushing for room in your space, use yourself a pocket door. Costs a little bit of money to get the track and all that stuff, but slides right into the wall and you don't even know it's there. The third room in our new space, which the new internal space is about 303 square feet, I think it adds up to. That's including the laundry room, that new bathroom we just saw, and the mudroom. So this is her space. This is not mine. Mine is out in the shop. We've obviously seen that one before. So she came up with the design of this thing, and I kind of just made it fit. We did have to go through several iterations, mostly because we wanted a sink in here. To get the sink and the machines in a proper place for the plumbing and this awesome stacking laundry basket was a little bit tricky. So we went through several iterations, but I think what we have works pretty awesome. This stacking laundry basket, by the way, will be a separate video, mostly because I think it was special enough, and the video for the laundry room cabinets was getting kind of long. All of these videos, by the way, will be linked down in the description below, and they will be up in the cards, which I think is it's gonna be in one of the corners. So just check them out if you want to. But she really likes the stacking laundry basket. I think we kind of built this whole laundry room around that guy.
And why I love it is all of my laundry for the week, for days, however long, 18 inches. I get all the dirty, all the clean, or I can sort by lights, darks, towels, etc. No more laundry baskets on the floor. Kids can empty their hampers by themselves, and it's just amazing.
The biggest thing is we have 18 inches of space sacrificed
and I
6
get
laundry
6 baskets.
Yeah, so that saves a ton of room.
Yep.
So overall, this room, it looks like it belongs on Pinterest, so hopefully some of you put it up there. It looks really awesome, and she was basically doing laundry in a closet.
Yeah.
Our old house, she was doing laundry in a basement. This room started in a closet, and now we got this space that even my mom, who's had a big house and a bunch of kids, is jealous of.
So this space was designed with functionality and practicality in mind. We have our detergent up here. We've got our little missing socks basket. Everything we need for laundry, scrubbing out stains, under sink storage, more cabinetry, I haven't even filled this up yet, and a utility closet for a trash can, vacuum cleaner for the mudroom, this area of the house, and a counter for folding, lay flat to dry, you know, the routine for laundry. And I can conveniently see the play set out there to watch the kids while I'm doing my job here.
Which, by the way, little things like where the window is brings up an important aspect that we wanted to mention in this video before any of you get started with something like this, which this was not a little task. This was a big part of our house being unusable, our driveway being unusable, and so on. So really plan in a lot of detail what you're going to do before you get started. Little things like the window you're going to look out in the room you're going to be in a lot of times is important because you don't want to have to decide those things and or change your mind after plans are drawn up. We had the design of the cabinets before we started building. I actually started building cabinets before we even broke ground on any of this addition. So now moving into the great room, which is not a new space, but it's completely redone. Kind of because she wanted some things done to it, and kind of because we needed to do a couple things. So this great room sits on a slab, and the new space is all the way across, and all of our utilities are in front of me. So we had to get heat across here, water, power, and so on. Instead of cutting through that slab, we opted to actually raise the floor in here. So we raised the floor about 8 inches, and this room doesn't feel small at all, mostly because it's a cathedral ceiling with beams running across it. A big reason why we ended up doing a lot of work in here is because she loved the stucco ceiling that we had on here.
That stucco's so bad.
It was pretty serious stucco.
And it was all gray from the wood stove in here, and it was thick, and it was heavy.
And it was dark. We had the 2 ceiling fans that you see above us right there. So since we were going to completely redo the ceiling, I added a bunch of LED pancake lights, so we didn't actually have to put a box up in there. So we added a bunch of lights. Basically, our sheetrock guys just sheeted right over the ceiling that was up there, and we're ready to go. In here, we redid the ceiling. We repainted everything. This used to be a tan color with carpet, so we repainted everything. And then we also added a hickory hardwood floor to hopefully hold up to the kids, and so far it's been doing amazing. This video was made possible by SimpliSafe. Find out more about them by going to simplysafe.com/DIYTyler. Ever since we got that infamous knock at our door from the Marine Corps telling us that my brother passed away, I have been super jumpy whenever we got a knock at the door. I had long been considering SimpliSafe, mostly because they have no contract and are upfront with their pricing, and they have super reliable service because they have a cell phone backup and a battery backup, so if you lose power, you will not lose your 24-hour emergency protection, which will call the police if you need it. We got the system unpacked, and it was super intuitive to set up. We turned the system on and it pretty much walked us through everything from there. We named all our sensors so we know what is going off, and despite the super tiny form factor, they're long enough range that I can even put a motion sensor out in the garage along with this camera so that I can get pictures of anyone trying to steal my precious tools. We do have a video doorbell that I'll get up when it's not freezing out. One of the aspects that I really like is that the key fob that you can use to turn your system on and off also has a panic button that you can program via the smartphone app to be a medical call button. So if you have grandparents that need a medical call capability and have this system in place already, you can program that via your smartphone to make that panic button call medical service instead of the police. You can also program many other aspects of your system via the smartphone app. So a couple of tips that will save you thousands of dollars and even tens of thousands of dollars depending on how big a project you are going to undertake. First of these, being your own general contractor, will save you 25 to 30% right off the bat. That's just a cost that a general contractor is going to stick on top of all the other quotes that he gets for his trades. With regard to being your general contractor, don't be afraid to roll a bunch of people through to basically interview them, almost more so than getting quotes. The second tip, and this could vary on availability depending on where you are in the country, but see if you can find yourself an Amish lumberyard. We had an Amish lumberyard about an hour away from here, which happened to be literally around the corner from the contractor that ended up doing all the framing for us, which was very convenient. Having the Amish be our lumber service was actually saved us quite a bit of money, and I do think that the lumber was probably a little bit better quality, especially if you were, God forbid, to go to Home Depot or something like that for your lumber, which definitely don't recommend that. And the third tip, just like being your own general contractor, don't be afraid to be your own labor. You're free. You already live here. You already pay the rent anyway. So don't be afraid to dig your hands in, A, to learn, and B, to help out and just save you a ton of money. And another aspect of that is lay your own floors. Doing tile is not difficult, and doing hardwood floor is super, super easy. So watch some videos, maybe ones that are on our channel, and get some buddies. Maybe a pack of beer will be all you need to do to help get your floor laid down. Last point is make your own trim. It is unbelievable how much trim costs in the store, and it's a bunch of rubbish. All the trim in here I built out of poplar, which is a much more stable wood than pine, paints way better, and it costs a fraction of what it will in the home center. We have a lumber yard nearby where I was able to get everything milled down to the specific dimension that I needed. I just had to cut it down on the table saw. Bam, we had all our trim ready to go at a fraction of the cost. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I understand that it's not a build video necessarily, but we did have quite a few people ask us for a reveal of what we had done in the space, and this is kind of an index of all the videos for the projects that we did for this build. Please hammer that thumbs up button, helps us out a ton and gets this video in front of more eyes. I'm DIYTyler, this is the wife, you guys have a good one.